Hello, welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm Tina, and today I'm building frames to put in my new beehives. When I'm finished, I'm starting with parts, and I'll build the frames today, and then after the glue dries, I will put the wax in them. So when I end up with it finished, they'll look like this. That's my latest endeavor that I've started since I saw y'all last. We took a friend of ours and me took a beekeeping class from a local beekeeper back in January, and ordered our bees. And this last weekend we went and picked up our hives and our bees. And we bought our bees from R. Weaver Apiaries in gone blank on where they're Navasota, Texas. Thank you, sweetie. But which is quite a long ways from us, about 4-hour drive. But there's a bee supply place. They don't sell bees, but they do sell all kinds of beekeeping supplies in Florence, Texas, called Busy Bee. And the first part of this video that you'll see is my visit, to their shop, and these are things that I bought there. And they are great people, and they're close enough. They're about an hour and a half drive from us, so when I need something I can go and pick it up from them. So these supplies, these frame parts I got from them, and they do sell them already put together, but it's a big savings to get them like this. My book that I'm using is the one our instructor told us. He said you can fill a library with books on beekeeping, but he said the only book you need is the most recent edition of First Lessons in Beekeeping by Kenneth S. Delaplane. And it's sold by Dedant Publishing, and you can buy it from Dedant's website. Dedant is also another good beekeeping supply company. But you want the most recent edition, because in beekeeping, like everything else, technology changes, laws change, and methods change. And this way you can be sure that you're most up to date, that you're using the most effective techniques to keep your hives safe and healthy and doing well. So in this book, there's a section on how to construct the frames, and so that's what I'm using today. This is the one I'm using wax foundation instead of rigid plastic foundation. And so the frames that we're using is called a wedge top bar, and it has a let me see if I can show. I don't think you can see it. There's a cut along here, and this little part is going to break off when I get ready to put my wax in it. So it's important to have this end in a particular location when I'm, in the same place all the time when I'm building them. So this is the top bar, and it'll sit in these parts that will rest on the top of the hive box. So this is the top bar, and this is called a wedge top bar. It's a traditional. And then I'm using a split bottom bar. This one has got a split in it, a hole, a slot that goes all the way through it. Just because it's easier to get my wax foundation in, and I'll show y'all when I get ready to do that. Then these are the side pieces. I'm going to glue and nail these together because I want to be sure that they're very strong. These are the frames that will hold the honeycomb that's in the main body of the hive. So this is where the bees will make the comb in which they will lay their eggs. The queen will lay her eggs, and they will raise the brood. And they will also store some honey, but this is where they will make their main home and raise their family. And so I want these to be very, very strong. You can staple these if you have the wherewithal, but I don't. So I'm staple gun. I don't use Paul's staple gun. I don't know how, and I don't really want to learn at this late date. Huh?
You don't want to learn.
There may come a time when I do, but right now, and it's raining cats and dogs outside, so I'm stuck working in the house. These are also drilled, and I'll show you what that is later, but if they hadn't been drilled, I would want to drill holes in them for my wires before I put them together. Since they're pre-drilled, I'm just going to make sure that I put the smoothest piece on the inside, because that's where the bees will be, and I want them to be, and I'm going to put a grommet through this outside, so I want this smoothest part on the inside there. And I'm just going to use a little brush and brush some wood glue on. And we'll be sure that my groove is on the inside here. A little on both pieces. Of the join. And then I'll just mash it together. I'll have a little mallet there. Okay, now then I'm going to use this other side. Now then, properly constructed frame, it says has 10 nails. So I'm going to have 2 going from the end bars going into the top bar. Actually, I want some longer nails. These are my other kind. Let me go get some longer nails. I'll be right back. All right, now I'm back. I think it's on. Yeah, okay. I'm making the mistake of thinking I'm recording when I'm not, so. All right, so I've gotten some little bit longer nails here. And you can use finishing nails for this part, because you're probably not going to be wanting to take them out again, but I have these little heads. Oops. Now on this side. I'm not a very straight hammerer. Oops. It's because it's not something I do very often. So I'm putting 2 nails in each of these parts. In some cases, these combs, these frames will be in use for many years, even after we put new foundation in them. So you want them to be as well made as possible. Now then, I've got my little square here. Make sure they're square. Works just fine. That's the other nice thing about a Busy Bees supplies. These parts are very well milled. They're smooth finished. I didn't have to sand on them to get them nice and smooth. They're easy to hammer into, and so they're just a real good all around frame. You know, we've all had wooden kits and things before that just weren't milled well, you know, so they don't go together well, but in this case these are, and they do, and so I'm very happy about that. We are so pleased to be getting this rain. All right, now see, this is, all right, now then. Now we're going to nail through. If we had a groove on this one instead of a split, we would need to put the groove facing inward. Nails there. There it is. Be sure I've got these straight. Got these in there good. Because this edge didn't fit quite as tightly as that one up top did, but still want to check it on all sides so it's square. If it's not square and not level, the bees won't. They'll build their comb, they tell me, on a plumb line. So if your hive's not level, or your pieces aren't square, the bees will still build their comb straight, but the parts, the hive won't be. Okay. Now then, they say when we're at the top end bars, you also need a nail going horizontally from the end bar into the top bar. So see how this top bar is long, this part is longer. You can see it there. See how it's wider there? What you want is you want to, on this side that's not split, because the split one you're going to need to be removed. This side that's not split, we want a nail to go right into that. Little watchmaker's hammer that's just perfect for getting in there without hitting my. One. See what I did there? I put that in wrong. I've got to pull that out and redo that one because I don't want that sticking out. That'll mess up the hive and it'll mess up the bees. So I have to go get me a puller. I'll be right back. My hive tool has a nail puller on it, so that's handy in this situation. It's not made for these kind of. Okay, now then, here we go. My little nails, there we go. That one got straight this time, Tina. Now then, paint a little glue over that hole that was left by that other nail because I don't want a hole in there. It'll provide a space for little predators to lay their eggs and things that we don't want in there. All right, now that's it. It's all built. Now I'm going to build my other ones, and hopefully I've learned how to hammer in the interim. And there we go. All right, I'll be back when I'm done and show you the rest of them. Turning this back on. These, you might want to either pre-drill your holes, or since I'm not doing that, you need a little wire nails to go through this side. What I'm doing, what I have found it working really well for me, is to go through the sides with a nail on each side. On this bottom bar, not on the top bar. Now the top bar, you need to use the bigger nails, but you've got some substantial wood there. This little split bottom is there's just not a lot of material there, and so I don't want to risk splitting it. So this has worked out pretty good for me. Just do it this way, and then just put one wire brad through that side. Of course, they're glued. There we go. To hold that in place. So that's what's working right now. All right. And there we are. I'm done. I've done 10 of these frames, and it took me about an hour or so. If you're used to doing woodwork, it would take you a lot less time than that. But they're together, and then when the glue dries on them, I'm just going to let them sit here and dry. And then when the glue dries on them, I'll come back and I'll show you the rest of what I do to put the wax in them. All right. Thank you. If you like this, I hope that you'll give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe.